Brady, I'm going to come back to you. We'll talk about the Cowboys, and it seems like, 20 minutes after McCarthy got hired in Dallas, he was already in the hot seat. He did not help himself last year in the playoffs with that quarterback sneak that as time ran out and sort of torpedoed their chances. What has to happen for the Cowboys, for people like Breach, not so much me, but people like Breach to quit panning Mike McCarthy in terms of his job being in jeopardy?
A Super Bowl. I mean, it's that simple. It's a Super Bowl. There's nothing else that's going to paint the Dallas Cowboys in the light that I think everyone pictures them in, and the hiring of Mike McCarthy and everything else. It's a Super Bowl. They've got to win one. They have it in, it feels like, forever, or at least the past, few decades. So that, and here's the hard part about the Dallas Cowboys this offseason. You wish a lot of the news was maybe about some of the acquisitions they've made or the draft picks and this and that. It's really been more about Jerry Jones. It's some stuff that he's been, I guess, rumored of or alleged of, and things he's been saying, trying to show everyone his draft board and whatever the crazy stuff he's doing. I mean, that's a problem. Like, if you identify your team with the owner, Jerry Jones, and not their brand of football on the field, that's a problem. That's the Dallas Cowboys for you, 2022. So, look, I'm sure they'll end up being a playoff team, in part because they play in a bad division in the NFC East. But the truth of the matter is, I don't have high hopes for them. I really don't. I just think right now, when you look at how they're run and what the focus is always on Dallas, it's on Jerry Jones. And it should be about the Troy Aikmans, the Michael Irvins, the Emmitt Smiths, like all the great players that they used to have back when they were winning. Back then, it wasn't focused on the ownership. It wasn't focused even on the head coach to a degree. It was about the players and the stars. It's not about that anymore. It feels like it's all about Jerry's world and we're all living in it.
Well, speaking of the owner, I'm glad Brady Quinn doesn't own the team because he's ready to fire Mike McCarthy if he doesn't win a Super Bowl. I am going to go slightly easier on McCarthy. I'm not going to say that Super Bowl is make or break. I'm going to go one step lower with an NFC championship. I think that is going to be the only way that we're not talking about him being on the hot seat after 2022. Brady mentioned that last Super Bowl win. That was 1995. That was also the last time they were in an NFC title game. They're one of just 3 teams in the NFC that has not been to a conference championship game since 2000, and that is a pretty ugly drought. So if Mike McCarthy doesn't want to listen to hours and hours of nonstop sports talk about Sean Payton maybe taking over the Cowboys job, then he needs to get to at least the NFC title game. If you go 8-9, 7-10, if you have a losing record, that's all anyone's going to talk about. If you get to the playoffs but lose your first game, that's all anyone's going to talk about. So the only way you're going to stave this off for at least one more season, I think, is to at least get to the conference title game.
You're saying get to it, not even win one. Because
no, not even win it. Just get
you said win the conference. I'm like, does that make a difference from going to a Super Bowl and winning a Super Bowl?
I already lowered the bar, Brady. I lowered the bar already. Just get there.
You see? You're already trying to help him out. I mean, let's not forget this too, Ryan. Remember when Dan Quinn was a hot head coaching candidate and people were like, oh, maybe they're going to move off Mike McCarthy to keep Dan Quinn so he doesn't leave? And then Sean Payton left the Saints and everyone's like, ooh, we know how much Jerry Jones loves bringing back those offensive minds. I mean, I can see Sean Payton sitting out for a year doing TV in L.A., drinking a bunch of cocktails out there and kicking his feet up, and then getting that Dallas Cowboys job if things don't go well this season. So I'm telling you right now, as we know, it's Super Bowl to me or bust. And in part because they made it to the playoffs, they won the division last year, yet when you see how they lose under Mike McCarthy, it is just mind-boggling. I mean, I still haven't gotten over that play call at the end of the game.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.